Hello friends, this is Ricky Chadha from Astrological channel. Today's video is about Janma Lagna, that we call as a Lagna or Ascendant. On the other side, we also are aware of something called as Moon Lagna, where we start predicting from the moon rather than Janma Lagna. In this video, I'll explain to you when and how Moon Lagna becomes important, whereas if you ask me, for me, Ascendant has always been my priority while doing any consultation. But then there are situations, there are circumstances where I have to fall back on Moon Lagna as well. So there are a few points that I would like to share with you in this video, and I want you to listen to this video till the end. And yes, your comments are most welcome, and I would appreciate that. Understand this video in totality. Let's begin. Friends, technically speaking, any Vedic astrology would always consider the Janma Lagna or the Ascendant, because that is the rising sign on the eastern horizon. And because this Ascendant keeps changing every 2 hours, obviously this becomes more important. So whenever we look at the rising sign, that is what we call as a Janma Lagna or Ascendant. Whereas the second important Lagna that astrologers consider is called as a Moon Lagna, where we bring moon in the first house, and from there we start looking at the horoscope. But when and in what circumstances, what situation do we do that, it's very important, and that's what I'm going to talk about it further. So friends, the first point is moon. What is moon? Moon is your mind. Moon is your thought pattern. Moon is your subconscious mind. So it becomes very important to know what is your inner world, what is your pattern, the thought pattern. Also, it speaks about your experience that you have gained in life, the path that you have walked in life, the way you think or you perceive things. So from moon, when you consider moon as a Lagna, from that every house that we consider is all the houses from the moon talks about how you look according to your thought, according to your perception, how you look at the house. So this is the first point why moon becomes very important. Friends, Chandra Lagna becomes very important after you have attained the age of 30. Why? Because there is a phrase, and I would like to read a phrase for you. It says that when you sow a thought, so when you sow a thought, what you will reap an act, how you will act on it. If you sow an accomplishment, it shows what are you going to reap as a pattern. When you sow a habit, that becomes your personality. And when you sow a personality, that becomes your fate. So this is the second point where Chandra Lagna becomes very important, and it is more important after the age of 30. Now the third point, which is a very important point again, is you know that moon is a karaka of mother, Ma. Okay, that is what it denotes in your chart. So when you bring moon in the Lagna, so you have a Chandra Lagna now, this chart can help you to understand the situations, circumstances and struggle of your mother, her personality, her trait, your relationship with your mother. Everything will be very clear when you start looking at different houses from the Chandra Lagna. Friends, the fourth point is now that you must have heard that most of the transit, the gochar that we call in Hindi, is practically always looked from the moon. And it is very important for especially the planets which are slow moving planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. These planets will cast or leave a huge impact on your mind because they are very slow and it acts on your mind directly. That is the reason why we always consider the gochar of a planet, the transit of a planet from the moon, though I also pay more attention from the Lagna itself as well. The fifth point is there are many yogas that are usually considered from the position of moon, from the moon Lagna. And that is why moon becomes very important. One example of this is Adi Yoga. Now, Adi Yoga is when you locate or when you see from the Chandrama, the 6th house, 7th house and 8th house have auspicious planet that forms a Adi Yoga, which gives you wealth, prosperity, good health and so on. So yogas are seen from the Chandra Lagna. So I can say from the position of the Chandrama, all important yogas are seen. The last point, but very important point, is that if for consultation, if there is a person standing in front of me and he says, I do not know my birth time. He knows the day, the date, but he is not quite sure about his birth time. In which case, then we always look at the horoscope from the Chandra Lagna. Though I cannot do a full consultation or I cannot call the consultation complete, but yes, many questions can be answered if I look from the Chandra Lagna itself. So Chandra Lagna becomes very important. So friends, this was my video on Janma Lagna versus Chandra Lagna. If you did like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell icon as well. Take care.